Okay, it's recording. So, are we ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Welcome back to another installment of the 90 plus 5 podcast. We are doing video today as well, so you guys can enjoy that on YouTube or Spotify. And then obviously we'll have some selected clips on TikTok. And then with me is my good co-host Yusuf.
Hello.
And what are we covering today?
We're going to do a little Champions League coverage.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. I'm excited. It was a good week. There
Yeah.
was a lot of big name fixtures for the Champions League this week, and I think they kind of lived up to the hype. It was kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
a tragic week for the two best players of all time,
Yep.
both picking up losses against teams that they probably should have been up there with. But that's just how it went this week, I guess. Let's start off with the game that pretty much everyone has been talking about for the last 5-6 days, which was PSG versus Barca. If you want to break that down for me, what happened?
Just terrible defending on Barca's part. And all credit to PSG. Hit us on the counter and they scored and they won. I mean, if you watch the game, they deserve to win. You can't be too angry if you're a Barca fan.
Yeah, the defending was atrocious. Dest, I don't think it's going to be a while before he recovers from that performance. He played terribly.
Yeah.
Because it was him
Everybody
and PK on the same side, and Mbappe was just having a field day. It was just
did.
horrible.
No Neymar either.
I know. Or Di Maria. So PSG, I didn't expect them to win by that much. I was expecting a draw, honestly. Nice 1-1
Yeah.
draw. Messi got an early penalty. Things were looking up for Barca, and then went south pretty quickly.
Very quickly.
But the golden boy, Kylian Mbappe, got a hat trick.
Yep.
At the Camp Nou. These are interesting times.
Very good things to tell people.
Yeah.
Patrick at Camp Nou. But the one thing that's making me mad, gosh, I don't even know if I want to get into this because everyone's going to get so pissed. But the whole Mbappe is so good at 22. Oh, my God. He scored a hat trick at the age of 22. Messi had 2 Champions League and 2 Ballon d'Ors at 22. How are you even going to try to compare them? Or comparing him to Ronaldo. Ronaldo had 3 Prems at the age of 22.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's not to say that he won't get there, but he's not there.
He's not there.
So much to prove.
I mean,
people get carried away.
Yeah, people get carried away
with the young
just
kids.
seeing the stat line. Yep.
And I don't know. It's just a lot of pressure on the poor kid because he's so young. And, people are comparing him to the 2 greatest that the game has ever seen. So he's got a long way to go. Injuries to avoid. So many things can go wrong in your career. If you want to be as consistent and incredible as these 2 were, it's just going to be, it's kind of a ridiculous.
For a whole decade straight.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only way I'll buy it. So what do you think? Do you think right now he stays at PSG or does he move to a bigger club?
Well,
because there's talks about him going to Liverpool or Real Madrid.
There's also talks that they might be able to convince him to stay.
Yeah.
I think Neymar's staying for another 4 years. There's talks about Messi possibly going to, or Neymar's trying to speak to Messi, trying to get him to come to PSG, which is.
I also saw that Neymar is trying to get Sergio Ramos to come to PSG.
Yep. So
actually an absolute super team.
They could, I don't know how they could afford it or follow the fair play rules, but they could, take this team and win a Champions League, which is obviously the goal of PSG. That's the whole operation. No one really cares if they win League One or not. But personally, if Mbappe wants to be at the level of Ronaldo and Messi, he needs to leave PSG within the next 2 years, in my opinion. He needs to play in Spain or in the Premier League for a long time, and he needs to score a boatload of goals, and he needs to win some trophies. For me, if he wins the Champions League, if he signs a contract extension for 5 years, right, and he wins the Champions League with a team that has Neymar, Messi, and Sergio Ramos, I won't be convinced because not only has he stayed in a shitty league but he's also played with the best players of the last decade, and they won a Champions League. And it's like, okay, that's great, but
Yeah.
I won't be as impressed as if he goes to Liverpool and they win a whole bunch of stuff, or if he goes to Madrid and he has a career similar, partly similar to Ronaldo. He's got to do something like that, but he can't stay at
Yeah.
PSG and just win. I don't know.
Unless he carries that super team, like he's like the main man, and then follows it up and wins a Ballon d'Or that year, then I'll be convinced.
Yeah,
But
and again, you got to
one
win
Champions League
five,
with a
six.
nasty team, yeah, it's not
Yeah,
going to do it.
he's got to be the man. You're right. It's got to be
Yeah,
like this is his team, and they're kind of
yeah,
following him.
it's got to be his team. He can't be the second man
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Just another side note from the PSG game. I thought it was nice to see Moise Kean pick up a goal.
Yeah,
Do you know if is he on loan or did they buy him from Everton?
I have no idea. I
Because
think he's on loan.
he could be a good pickup for Everton next season.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got a lot of
Right
depth up
now,
top already.
yeah, but right now I'd start him and Calvert-Lewin up top. Not a firm believer in Richarlison,
No,
but
he's in good form though.
yeah, but I don't know what it is about him. He's
Well,
like another one of those like Martial kind of guys.
yeah, he's a little inconsistent and he's kind of like a loose cannon. He's always getting fouls and
Exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
He's just all over the place.
All right, well, let's move on to the next big game of the week, which was Borussia Dortmund and Sevilla. And Dortmund just eked out a good result with help from
Yep.
Sancho and Erling Haaland, who scored a brace, and I think he got an assist as well. Just
Yeah.
fantastic back-to-back days of Mbappe and Haaland putting on some world-class performances.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this follows up. Like this is like the next big thing for the next
Next,
decade.
it really
Next
could be.
Ronaldo versus Messi.
I mean, Haaland is putting up the numbers of like a robot. Like
Yeah, it's crazy.
his conversion ratio, he scores once every like
Four and a
4.7
half
shots. Yeah.
shots. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you saw
saw
that
that.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
insane.
And then he's scoring way more goals than the number of games he's playing in. He's had like a plus
Yeah,
one goal ratio his whole career. Well, his whole career has been
he's
like a year and a half, but still.
he's insane.
To me, I
But
don't know if you saw, did you see the goal he scored in the Bundesliga like 2 days ago?
like this flying scissor
Yeah.
kick, like a Zlatan.
It was
Yeah,
unreal. He looked
that
just
was
like Zlatan.
insane. That's the only person that could score that goal.
Yeah,
He was
exactly.
so high up in the air. That was insane.
It was unbelievable.
How do you guard that?
You just don't. But there was Haaland had a good quote about how he was motivated by Mbappe's hat trick to play well himself the next day. So I feel like we've got
Yeah,
a little rivalry
little
going.
rivalry. I did actually see that. One of them, I forgot who it was. I think Haaland like scored a goal and then he did like the Mbappe celebration against
Yeah.
PSG once.
And then
So
PSG one time in the locker room, they beat Dortmund and they all did the
yeah,
the
yeah, I
whatever,
saw
the
that.
meditating. So they've got a little
Yeah,
back and forth going. I like it. It's
but I
cool.
like that. Yeah, like that's like the same thing with Ronaldo and Messi. They're always talking about like, oh, every time he plays good, I want to go out there and play better.
Yeah.
Like that makes for a good rivalry. I'm looking forward to it.
It would be nice if they both ended up in the same league. Preferably in the Prem
Hmm.
would be
That's
great.
what I'm seeing some things for Holland going to Barca.
Barca? Huh.
Yeah, I
I've
saw
heard
that. Like he might go to Barca, but
I've
I
heard
think Messi's going to be leaving by then.
yeah, I mean, he's kind of a good Suarez replacement
He can't afford both of them.
now. But the thing is, I also saw Arlo White tweet yesterday about Haaland going to Man City
I
to
did see
replace
that too.
Aguero. And he was like, Arlo White was like, as much as it would be nice to see Haaland playing at City, we might get a Bayern Munich situation on our hands. Like, you put him
Just
on
a
Man City,
stacked roster. Yeah.
it's going to be like 8 titles in a row while he just wins Ballon d'Ors over and over.
That's good for
There's
me.
the City's squad is too young and too deep to add a player
Yeah.
like that talented. He needs to go to like Man United or Liverpool.
No.
Can you imagine him and Bruno on Man United? That'd be
That'd be nasty.
It'd be
Bruno would
unbelievable.
actually have a good forward to pass it to,
I know, seriously.
huh?
Well, kind of the opposite situation of Ronaldo right now because his Juventus team took a disappointing loss away from home at Porto in a game that they were expected to win. And it
Hmm.
all stemmed from an early goal in the first 2 minutes. Uh,
Yeah, terrible play out the back.
Horrible. It was
You
Chesney
can't
and
pass
Demiral.
across. Yeah, you can't pass the ball across the box like that. There's the number one thing you're taught: just clear the ball
Yeah,
long.
it was terrible. The organization was horrible. There was no intensity out of the gate from Juventus, and Porto pressed a
Yeah.
little bit, and it paid off right away. And they never really recovered. So it ended 2-1. It was Federico Chiesa who scored a crucial goal because now all Juve
Hmm.
need is a draw at home.
Yeah.
Or sorry, they need a 1-0 win or a draw. Either of
Yeah.
those.
That away goal is killer, man.
Oh, it's so crucial.
You needed that. Yeah.
So that was really important for Chiesa to get. He's been playing really well. He's probably the
Hmm.
brightest spot in this Juve team right now.
Oh
And
yeah.
I think that Inter are kind of running away with the Serie A title right now. They just beat Milan 3-0 today in the derby. And they beat AC Milan, sorry. And so I think they
Yeah.
might end up winning the Serie A. I think Juve are kind of out of the race. I think Pirlo probably doesn't last longer than the end of the season.
Yeah.
This will be their first failure
Oh,
to
we'll
win the
see.
Scudetto in like 8 or 9 or 10 years.
Yeah.
I
I
don't want to
mean,
see him leave.
the Juve still has 2 games in hand on Inter,
Oh, okay. So, I
but
mean, there's still
yeah,
a lot of season left,
it's so congested up there, just like the Prem.
Yeah, it's a great
And
season. Serie A, it's like their
mhm,
best season in a long time.
yeah, like everyone's doing good. Like
Yeah.
top 10, like they're doing good. So
I know
we'll
Atalanta
see.
moved into the top 4 this or today, sorry.
Yeah.
So, lots to talk about for Serie A for sure, but it was a poor performance from Juventus. So they're gonna need to regain some confidence. They've got their game
Hmm.
on in March. I think it's March 9th. And they'll have to, Ronaldo's gonna have to deliver another performance where he kind of resurrects his team in the second leg. That's kind of what he's known for.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's that is one obvious thing when it comes to Champions League.
Yeah,
Watch out
absolutely.
for Ronaldo.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I have faith
Um,
in them.
yeah, I think they'll probably be able to turn it around.
Yeah,
As
they'll
long
pull through.
as Perlo doesn't have to deal with too many injuries at the back, which was kind of their problem. So
Yeah,
hopefully
that's what it is right now. Hmm.
they can sort that out. All right, moving on to the last fixture we're going to look at from the Champions League this week, which was Liverpool and Leipzig. A big win for the Reds, who have been in horrible form.
Yeah, they needed this. They needed this so bad. And Leipzig's such a good team too.
Well coached.
Well coached, good team, good depth, but just wasn't their day.
Yeah, I think it's probably pretty unlikely that they turn it around. Was it at Anfield or no? I can't remember where the game was.
It was at Puskas Arena. I don't
Okay.
even is that I don't even think that's Leipzig's stadium,
I
is it?
don't think so. So
Hmm.
either it was neutral ground or it was Leipzig home. But either way, it doesn't bode well for Leipzig. So they're probably not going to be able to turn this thing around against
It's
Liverpool.
in Hungary.
Yeah, then it was a neutral ground then.
Yeah.
Um
But
I feel like Liverpool are going to see their way through, and this will probably be
hmm.
the last round that they progress through. They'll probably lose the next round if I had to guess. Then again, every time I
Yeah.
predict anything on the show, the opposite happens. So just going
Yeah.
by their performance in the Merseyside Derby this weekend was subpar.
Yeah.
They haven't scored a goal in the Premier League from open play in like 6 or 7 games. So
Uh yeah, they are looking very bad right now.
Klopp has, fair play to
Another
Klopp
injury
because,
too.
yeah, exactly. They
Henderson got
lost.
injured. Oh my gosh.
I don't know how I would
I,
deal with that as a
I'm like
manager.
starting to feel bad.
Yeah. Like
Every
at
time
first,
someone gets injured, Klopp's face is just like, of course, another one.
he always has that smile, but he's just
Yeah.
feeling pain. Yeah, I feel for him because at one point of the season, I thought Liverpool fans were making a lot of excuses for themselves, but
Hmm.
now it's just like, okay, they're on their 18th center back partnership of the season. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know how I feel about that Kabak guy, the one from Schalke.
yeah, he's had a kind of a bad
Not a
start.
great start. Yeah.
That collision with Allison. Some people,
Hmm.
I mean, Lee Dixon thought it was Allison's fault. Lee Dixon or Graham Lasso, whoever was the number 2 for that game. But they didn't.
Hmm.
They kind of put the blame on the keeper there. But I don't know. It was kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
Either way, they shouldn't be losing to Leicester if they want to be top 4. I mean, they probably should be considering how good Leicester is. But still,
Yeah, Leicester's nasty this year.
by Liverpool standards, they should be beating any team they play in the Prem.
Absolutely.
But this was a big win for them because they've been completely out of form. They've lost 4 in a row in the Premier League. It's encouraging for Klopp to know that there's still some silverware up for grabs. FA Cup
Hmm.
this, so there's still plenty of opportunity for him to have some good part of this season despite all of the negativity.
Yeah.
But
So, do you think they finish top 4 this year in the Prem?
Liverpool,
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna play Champions League football?
the way that West Ham are playing,
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
Jesse Lingard has just energized this team.
He's
It's
got more goals
unbelievable.
than Firmino.
Seriously. Um, but yeah, I don't think it's hard to say, honestly. It really
Yeah,
is.
it's very hard to
I think it's
say.
going to
But
come down to Liverpool and Chelsea in the top 4, probably. I don't think West Ham see this one all the way out.
yeah,
I'd give them
I
5th place.
really, I really want Aston Villa to make a run, but
They lost again today.
mhm.
I mean, they lose to Leicester, and they almost
Yeah,
came back.
they lose the games they're supposed to lose,
Yeah,
unlike the other teams. So
yeah. Um, but yeah, I think that Liverpool is going to have a tough battle with Chelsea. I think at the moment it's too hard to say between Liverpool and Chelsea because they're both so
yeah,
inconsistent. Um, I don't think that Tuchel's run is going to end. His unbeaten run is going to end sooner or later, whether it's next match day or the one after that.
hmm,
So I'd
they
say
play
that,
Man United next. So
yeah, and United are in just fabulous form. The way they played in the Europa League was really good
yeah,
against a strong Sociedad team. So, and Bruno's obviously in just excellent form. Uh,
best form ever.
Picked up a penalty and an assist today, as he does. He just stat pads. He's just always sneaking in those goal
Yep.
contributions. But you can't blame the guy. He's playing absolutely out of his mind.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know what I would say between Liverpool and Chelsea. What do you think?
I don't know either. I still think Liverpool are gonna edge out Chelsea.
I'd
I
say I
just
probably agree.
I just don't believe in this Chelsea team. They're playing a new formation every day, new players every day. It's like
He,
U10 soccer right now. Just testing people out. Like he still doesn't know who he wants to start. Did you
he.
see he subbed on Hudson-Odoi?
I was
And then
about to
20
say
minutes later,
his
oh my
energy was
god.
off or something. He didn't like his energy. He wasn't pressing enough on the counterattack, or he didn't have enough energy with the counter press. So this manager is taking it tough on some star
Yeah.
players. So yeah, I don't know. You're right. I think that I don't have a lot of belief in the goal scoring ability of this Chelsea team. They don't have a
Hmm.
reliable guy to look at. They've won, I think, at least 2 or 3 of the games under Tuchel. They've won from one penalty, or like Mason Mount had a penalty that just kind of salvaged that result against whoever they tied the other day, Southampton. So I
Yep.
don't know. I feel like this run that they're on is going to end soon. So it's kind of just a matter of time. But we'll
Yeah.
see.
I think it's gonna come down to coaching. That's why Liverpool are gonna edge it out.
Yeah, I agree.
Klopp's just such a good manager.
Yeah,
So
he's going to make it work. He's going to get him into the top 4.
yeah,
Obviously it's not a huge success for him as a manager, but it's better than it's better than Mourinho right now, that's for sure. Who's
yeah,
having probably the worst run of recent memory for his managerial career.
absolutely. I
All
think
right,
here's the
go ahead.
thing with Liverpool. Like right now, since they have no like good defenders and their wing backs play like wingers, why don't they try a Bielsa tactic? Outscore your opponent. Because right now, the games they're losing are like 1-0. Like
Yeah,
how are you still have your front three Salamane and Firmino. How are you not scoring
There
goals
is no
still?
excuse for the lack of
For
goal
that,
scoring.
yes. If you're conceding, I understand. You're playing a 19-year-old center back with a center mid.
Yeah.
Like, how are you not scoring goals? Like, you still have the best attacking trio in the world, probably.
I don't expect any defense that has Nat Phillips as the rock to be stopping all sorts of goals. But you're right; they should be scoring. So Klopp is going to have to figure that out. I'm sure he can. You know, if anyone can, it's him. But let's just look ahead to some of the upcoming Champions League fixtures before we wrap up. We've got a little bit of a shorter episode today, and then in a couple of days we're going to follow up with another Premier League segment, get back to normal. But we just wanted to cover the Champions League today. So we're looking ahead to Chelsea Atletico, which I think is going to be a real test for Tuchel, his first big test as a manager.
Yeah.
Think about their run of fixtures. You just mentioned they're playing United next in the Prem.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got Atletico midweek. That's a tough run of fixtures.
Yeah, I don't. Where's the game? Let me check. Arena Nacional. I don't know where that is. But I know that's not.
It's definitely neutral ground. Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, looking at it, I just don't see a way Chelsea are going to win this game.
Atletico are top of the league.
Like,
Suarez
they
is
might
top
score
scorer.
one goal. They might score one goal like they keep doing. But Suarez, man, just watch out for him.
Especially against an Atletico side that are so good defensively. They're so disciplined.
So
Simeone is one of
nasty.
the best defensive coaches ever.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't see this Chelsea side being creative or athletic enough to get past this Madrid side. And then, of course, like you said, the goal threat from Luis Suarez and then Joao Felix playing with him as kind of like a second striker. Yeah, it's too much to handle. Top scorer against Rudiger Christensen.
Oh my God. That's a joke that they play, but
it's not going to end well.
We'll see.
It'll be their first loss under Tuchel. I could be wrong, but I mean I'm pretty confident in this prediction. I think it'll be their first loss. And then the other game that we're looking at is Atalanta versus Madrid. Should be fairly interesting.
This should be a good game. Good test for both teams.
Yeah.
Should be fairly even, I'd say, like going into this.
Yeah, Madrid have been pretty inconsistent, especially in the Champions League.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw, but like the best odds to win right now are Bayern, then Man City, and then Real Madrid.
Huh.
Like as a dark horse, like watch out for these guys kind of situation.
Right.
But like no Ronaldo, I don't think so.
I don't see Madrid making much
I'm
more of a run.
I'm not seeing Vinicius Jr. scoring 3 goals in the semifinals against
Atletico. Once he learns how to take a decent first touch instead of just sprinting down the left wing at 100 miles per hour.
Yeah. That's how I play FIFA.
Yes, they took him way too early. I don't understand why he plays. But, they're looking for wonder kids, and sometimes he hits, sometimes he misses. It's just that with their last 4 transfers, they've missed completely. Hazard, Jovic, Vinicius, and the young right back they had that they just sold. So they've kind of been very poor in the transfer market lately. But yeah, I'd say. And then the last game we're looking at is Lazio versus Bayern. I'm probably picking Bayern in this one. I think we've lost Yusuf, buddy. You're frozen. There he is.
Yes.
Yeah, we lost you for a second. But yeah, I was just saying that I'd say probably Bayern is my favorite for this game.
Yeah,
overwhelming
I think it's
quality.
Everyone's favorite.
Lazio will be frustrated that this is who they drew. They're the only Italian. Yeah. Oh no, sorry. Obviously Atalanta, but the 2 Italian teams left in the competition got to be frustrated drawing Madrid and Bayern. That's, they're not Man City, who are guaranteed to get the worst draw or the best draw, I should say, no matter what tournament they play in. Unbelievable, but not everyone has that luck.
Yeah.
All right, and then okay, I guess I have to ask, who's your current favorite to win?
To win the whole thing?
Whole thing.
I think you've got to be stupid to bet against Bayern, man. Did you just see they picked up Upamecano from Leipzig?
It's so stupid.
Oh God.
I hate the Bundesliga so much.
We know Alaba's leaving.
Yeah.
You're gonna bring in the next best center back.
It's so annoying, dude. I actually hate the Bundesliga for that one reason. Like the fact
I
that
know
Bayern
it's.
literally just accumulates all the talent
Mm-hmm.
and just immediately replaces anyone who leaves. So frustrating.
Oh my gosh, it is. But so hold on, I'm gonna quickly look at what would happen. Like if Bayern wins, who would they play next?
Yeah, I think it's random after this.
Oh really? It
So I
doesn't
don't
like
think,
follow
yeah,
a
I think
pattern.
it's a random draw. So I don't think we can actually know.
Oh damn.
Yeah. I don't know. If I want to say Bayern, I do,
Mm-hmm.
because, they're the best team in the world and they just won 6 trophies in a row. But they have been slightly inconsistent. They've been
In
coming back
Bundesliga.
to tie games.
Mm-hmm.
They've not been winning as convincingly against some smaller teams as they should be.
Maybe losing
So
Thiago was a big piece because he's
that's what I'm
like
thinking. I'm thinking
just
that.
so creative. Like
Yeah,
everything flows through him, man.
exactly. As poor as he's been for Liverpool, like he was
Mm-hmm.
so good with Bayern. I just wonder if maybe they fall out in the semifinal. I think if they go to the final, they're winning the whole thing. But I think their point of vulnerability could be the semifinal. They draw against a team that maybe they're expected to win against, and they're a little lax. And then for whatever reason,
Who? Okay, okay. Let me ask you this: which team right now, like going off, like if nothing ever happened, PSG didn't beat Barca, which team would you think could take them down right now?
I'm going with Dortmund. I
Mm,
I think Dortmund are a really good team. They're super, super effective going forward. Sancho has found some form. He's finally scoring goals again, and he's playing really well. Obviously, the goal machine Haaland has been fantastic. I feel like Dortmund, they're weak at the back. That's the problem. Mats Hummels is
yeah,
horrible. Uh,
he's just
horrible.
getting too slow, man.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
But I like Brandt. I like Rafael Guerrero. So they've got numbers going forward. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that if there's a team,
Royce, Holland,
yeah,
Sancho, yeah,
Royce is
their
in good
team
form as
is.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Their problem is going to be defending Lewandowski at the back, but I think that if they can outscore Bayern, if they can take it to them with that mentality, in the derby, that would be a pretty incredible game to watch in the Champions League.
Yeah. Right now, as a Man City fan, the two teams that scare me
Mhm.
are Bayern and Atletico.
Yeah.
I have no faith in PSG. I don't know what it is. It's just
Nah,
I
they're
don't
not
know.
going to win this. No.
But Atletico, man, it's just like
So good.
Bayern, except probably more depth, which is weird to say because they both got that good number 9, good
Yep.
wingers, good center mids. But when it comes to defense, Jerome Boateng isn't really there. Sula isn't really there.
Yeah, I agree.
So like
Atletico could be a little stronger, yeah, at the back.
because
Yeah, I
they
kind
they
of
have no weakness, and you can't pick out a player in their starting lineup that's like, oh,
yeah, I agree.
he's just there because they needed a guy to play left mid. Like you can't. Their
Right.
whole team is so good.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
we'll
I
see.
kind of didn't think about Atletico. I don't know why, but I'm sticking with Dortmund for now. But yeah, it should be interesting. I'm excited for the week ahead and then the next fixtures, which should be in March. So it should be a good run of games. But yeah, I think that kind of wraps things up for this episode, huh? Oh, lad, we've lost you again, buddy. Yeah, you froze up again. But other than that, I think we can wrap today's episode up, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll be back in a couple of days with a big wrap up of the last 3 match weeks of the Premier League, I think.
Yep.
And we'll be excited to share that with you. There's so much to cover, but we thought today we would just take a step back from the busyness of the Prem and cover some
Yeah.
Champions League football. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you
Thank
to,
you.
to my co host and to all our listeners.